All right, everybody, this is JD's Mid-South RCs. Today, we're going to work on the JLU. We are going to install the roof rack. This roof rack comes with LEDs. So we're going to go ahead and put that on the truck, hook up the LEDs, and see what it looks like. All right, here we go. We got the roof rack. This is from Injora. Let's get it open and see what we got inside here. Okay, it's not plastic, it's metal, or so probably some kind of aluminum or something like that, but it's nice and sturdy, nice and durable. What else we got in here? We got, I think these are the pods, and then the lenses over top, and then the little light bar with four lights in it, and the extension. We got a bag of screws, probably to mount that with, and then a couple other little things. Looks like probably a piece to secure the lens on, and this might be something or another to mount it to that. We'll find out. All right, let's get this thing assembled and put on. All right, now once we get all of our stuff taken out from this thing here, and it's really easy, you just twist them out and they pop right off. Open up your parts bag, and you're going to notice that you have some screws that have that, and some screws that don't have that. And if we separate them out, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8 screws with the little washer deal kind of embedded into them. Little hat, looks like a little hat on them. And 1, 2, 3. We got 4 screws that are normal. Now, if we take a look at our plate here, we got 4 holes inside here, and then we got 2 rows of holes right here. Now, when we look at our little buckets, if we put our bucket down right like this, we can see that it covers 2 holes. If you can see that, because they have a little indent, or a little piece right there that goes in that small one. Okay. And seeing as how there's 4 of those, that's going to take up all of these right here, which leaves the 4 mounting holes back here, which now we have 4 small screws with no hats on them to mount them, which tells me then that the rest of these are to put together all the rest of this stuff. All right, well, we're going to take the bucket. We're going to put the cover on it. And we're going to go ahead and slide that in there like that. So that just slides in just like that. And then it would look like these just mount on the back, like so. Oops, dropped it. It looks like these just mount here on the back. Sit there and mount down like that. So let's go ahead and put the rest of these lenses in. The caps over them, just like so. And then we take our bar, just slide them onto the lights. Just like that. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is, these are actual screws. They are not hexes. So we'll get our little Phillips screwdriver, check out right here, and we go ahead and start mounting these on there. Just going to check to make sure. Okay, yeah, those will not poke out. I believe that it's going to be these little screws that hold these down, because they are a bit shorter. And we really don't want to break anything. So we're going to use the littler screws here. There we go. Now that's mounted to the plate and will not come off. Right now, if I pull, this one will come out. So these just mount to the back. Nice and easy. Again, these are tiny little screws, a tiny little model, so tighten them, but do not over torque them. If you over torque them, you're going to break something. And most likely what you end up breaking is not going to be the cheapest or easiest thing to fix. It's always going to be the most inconvenient and most expensive part that you end up breaking when you're over tightening stuff. Just take your time, be patient, it'll get there. It would help if I put it correct. And just like what I just did, if you look at these, they have a little flush end and a little recessed end. The recessed end goes down, okay? And I was about to put it in upside down. Don't do that mistake. There we go. 2 of them in. All right. There's 3 of them. Last one. And then what I'm doing here is, because it's awkward, I'm just starting the screw in the housing with my fingers so that I can take the whole thing down here and then get my screwdriver. Get it tightened down. That way it stays. And then remember also, when you're tightening these down, make sure that the little indents are straight down. They're not going to go in the little screw hole if they're not, but if you put them there first, you ain't going to have to be chasing around. So then we take our mounting bracket and we go ahead and set these on here. They're going to mount like so. Now, that's what they look like there. And we do have this hanging out here. We'll have to figure out what to do with that here in a little bit. But now we got to put some screws in the bottom to hold the whole thing on. And that's going to be 4 of these here. There we go, there's 1. And the way I'm doing it is I'm doing 1 on one end, 1 on the other end. You shouldn't have to, because it has those positioning pins in it, but it's just a habit that I have. I kind of like to alternate, that way things line up. And again, I don't tighten them down all the way, just to make sure everything gets lined up nice. And then I'll go back through and finish the final tightening. Okay, that one's in. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. So now the whole thing's mounted. Now we just got to figure out exactly where we want it on the truck. And how this wire is going to get routed, because obviously I don't want it hanging out. So let's open it up here. Okay, the ECU is there. Front of my ECU is here where it's going to get plugged into. Now the reason it's changed is because remember we put a MoFo low center of gravity chassis in this, so the ECU is facing different. So all of my plugins are on this side. So if I want this to come down to where it's nice and it looks good, I'm probably just going to mount it here and then take and put a hole through the roof here. That's probably what will end up happening. Because I can fish that through like that so that it's down in there. It's coming out the bottom here. See that? It's coming out the bottom. So when I set it on top of the truck here, if I put a hole in the top of the truck, in the roof here, it'll go straight through and into the inside, and we'll be able to hook it up. I just got to figure out where I want to do that at. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to get some kind of marker. I got a pin right here. Let's see if this will mark it for me. Nope. Not gonna do it. Let's see. So it's gonna be right about there. I'm looking at I'm gonna go off the ribs on the top of the roof here. So if I slide it up here, it's gonna be, there's this one that's in, I think it's in the middle of that one. If I put it between these two, these, not the very first one, not the side, but the first one here, and the third or the second one here, if I put it right in the middle there, it should work. Now, I do have a nice little body reamer. They come in really handy when you're working with these bodies. Let's get this up here again. Check it out. That's where I want it. So I want my hole right there. There it goes. Now remember, you're going to have to make it big enough for this to go through. But it's going to be underneath this plate, so you're not going to see too much of it. Okay, there's the reamer. Now if I get my scissors, which should have another set of scissors, just not seeing them, go ahead and cut just a little bit. Like I said, we're just trying to make it just big enough to fit this through. Just got to go a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Check it in. Just need a little bit more. Do a little bit at a time. I know it can be very tedious, but you can always take more. You can't put stuff back, so you always want to make sure you take your time. Don't get in a hurry. Patience is key. There we go. All right, we just need it just a hair bigger, just a hair. Let's see, where's my reamer here? Get in here and clean some of this out. Okay. Okay, now let's see if it works there. Yep, there it goes. So that's in. That's in. We can mount, we can put that down, and that's going to sit right on top here, just like that. And it hides that little hole that we had to put in there quite nicely. And it keeps the truck looking clean, nice and scale. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff up here. We're going to go ahead and lock this body back down. That way, we can get this on here looking nice. And go ahead and screw it down just a little bit here. Let me raise that up just a hair for you so we can see a little bit better. All right, here we go. Get it setting right where you want it. And put the first screw in. All right, I'm going to poke the hole with my body reamer here just to get the screw started because it's having a little bit of trouble. There we go. There we go. Tighten it down. Now remember, this is body, so you want it tight, but don't over torque it because it'll pull right through. There we go. get it recentered, and I would put a hole and start one on the back side here. That way you got it squared up. Okay, got a hole started there. Get our screw. Get her nice and tight. Sits on there nice and even there. Nice and square to the back here. And you just got to put the other two in. There we go. We'll get all this stuff tied up. Once we get everything mounted, we'll get it all tied up and nice and neat in there, so it's not all over the place. But there's your roof rack with LED lights. Looks really good. We got our spare tire on there. We got a roof rack on there. We got LEDs up here. We got LEDs down here. When we put our Mofo low center of gravity chassis in there, we put the LEDs right there on the servo mount. So we got LEDs in the front, LEDs on top. Spare tire, roof rack. Rock sliders. We're looking like a real Jeep out there. And that's what the scale is about. You want everything scale, 124 scale, because this is a 124 truck. Make it look like it's what it's supposed to be while you're driving it around. You get extra points for that. And just so happens, as a little bit of bonus here, let's get these opened up. Let's get these opened up here. We've got a couple little containers. Got a couple little stickers that goes with it. We'll put these little logos on here. Here we go. That one's on. That one's on. And That one's on. Now we got stuff that we can put up here in our little rack. And guess what? We didn't forget about holding it down. Got one more surprise. One more surprise. We got this here little hold down deal. Set our containers up here how we want them. Put them in there. Put that there. Put that there. Put this right here. Hook it on one side. Let's see here. We've got, what do we got? We got one for there, one for there, one for there, one for there. Bring it across. It would appear that we need some more luggage. Hold that down a little better. But there's the general idea. There's the general idea. That's what she looks like.